Yes, some jails and prisons in the United States are closing, but this does not mean America is getting rid of incarceration altogether. What's happening is selective closure, not nationwide shutdown. Over the last several years, certain state and local facilities have been shut down. These closures are happening mainly in places where inmate populations have declined or where buildings are old, unsafe, or extremely expensive to maintain. States like California, New York, and Maryland have closed and announced plans to close specific facilities. In many cases, these buildings were decades old and would have required hundreds of millions of dollars in repairs to stay open. At the federal level, the Federal Bureau of Prisons has also closed or suspended operations at a few locations due to safety concerns, staffing shortages, and crumbling infrastructure. The main reasons jails are closing fall into four categories. First, lower incarceration numbers in certain regions. Bail reform, sentencing changes, and alternative supervision programs have reduced local jail populations in some states. Second, the cost. Older prisons are extremely expensive to run. Some states are choosing to consolidate inmates into fewer facilities instead of maintaining half-empty buildings. And third, infrastructure problems. Many jails were built in the 1950s through the 1970s. Some are no longer structurally safe. Fourth, policy shifts. Some states are redirecting money away from incarceration toward rehabilitation, reentry programs, or community supervision. That being said, it's important to be clear about one thing. The United States still operates thousands of jails and prisons, over 3,000 local jails, more than 1,500 state prisons, and nearly 100 federal facilities remain open today. In fact, in some regions, new facilities are being built or expanded, especially where populations are growing or where overcrowding still exists. So the real story is this: jails are not disappearing. They are only being consolidated, modernized, or replaced depending on the state. Some close, most remain open, and incarceration is still very much part of the U.S. justice system. If you hear someone say America is shutting down all jails, that's not accurate. What's happening is a structural shift driven by the costs, population trends, and policy decisions, not the end of prison system.